All right, let's talk about homeschooling. It's a journey more and more families are taking, and if you've ever wondered, hey, what's this all about? Could I actually do this? Then you are in exactly the right place.
That really is the big question, isn't it? So, to get to an answer, we're going to break down the whole thing. We'll look at everything, from those first nagging doubts to what the day-to-day adventure actually looks like. Let's see if this path could be a fit for you. Okay, so that number, 5 million. That is not a small number. That's how many kids were being homeschooled just in the US back in the 2020-21 school year. And what a huge shift like that means is, well, it means there's a massive community out there and way more resources than ever before.
And if you're even thinking about this, I bet these questions sound familiar, right? Am I actually qualified to teach? I'm not a teacher. What happens to my kids' social life? Do I have the patience for this every single day? Look, these are the real honest questions every parent asks. And they're exactly what we're going to dive into first.
All right, section 1. Let's start by just clearing the air. We're going to face those big, common doubts head on. We'll look at the data and what experienced homeschoolers have to say about it.
Ah, yes, the socialization question. This is almost always the number one concern people have. Honestly, for years, it was seen as the biggest knock against homeschooling. So let's put it right under the microscope.
Okay, so here's the reality today. The homeschool world is absolutely packed with social opportunities. We're talking co-ops, sports teams, volunteering, you name it. Research actually shows that homeschooled kids are doing great on all the social and emotional measures. The challenge has totally flipped. It's not about finding things for them to do anymore. It's about figuring out which things you have to say no to because there's just so much. All right, so the social piece is covered, but what about the school part of homeschooling? You know, the academics. How do these kids actually do? Does this whole parent-led thing really work? Well, what the research shows is pretty amazing, actually. Study after study finds that homeschooled students, on average, they score higher on standardized tests. They even tend to have higher GPAs in college. And here's the really fascinating part. This is true even when the parent isn't a certified teacher. That kind of suggests that the real secret sauce might just be that deep one-on-one parental involvement. Okay, section 2. Now that we've tackled some of those big questions, let's get practical. How do you actually build a plan for this? The best way to think about it is like you're mapping out a road trip. You got to know your starting point, and you need a destination in mind. So what even is a homeschool plan? Look, it's not some big, scary, super rigid document. It's just a guide. That's it. It's your personal roadmap for your kids' learning adventure, and it's there to help you stay on track all year. And it really just comes down to 4 simple steps. Number 1, assessment. Figure out where your child is right now. Number 2, goals. Decide where you want them to go this year. 3, curriculum. Choose the stuff you'll actually use to teach. And finally, number 4, schedule. Figure out how and when you're going to do it. That's it. That's the whole framework. So that first step, assessment, is all about knowing what your kid is ready for. And this really changes over time, right? When they're little, it's all about gathering information, memorizing things. Then you hit the middle school years and it shifts to analysis and reasoning, when they start questioning everything. And then in high school, it's about taking all that knowledge and learning how to form and communicate their own big ideas. Okay, section 3. So you've got your map. Now it's time to pack your bags and choose your tools. This is where we get into the what of it all, the curriculum. And when it comes to curriculum, you basically have 2 main approaches. On one side, you've got the all-in-one programs. Think of it like a complete box set that has everything, all structured and planned out for you. On the other side, you've got the eclectic or mix and match approach. This is where you have total freedom to piece things together and create a super customized education based on your kids' interests. And here's the best part. You are not alone in making this decision. There are so many amazing resources out there. You've got things like Kathy Duffy's online reviews, which are legendary. You can go to homeschool conferences to actually hold the books in your hands. And there's this massive online community of parents on blogs and YouTube sharing exactly what worked for them. You don't have to guess. All right, section 4. You've faced the doubts, you've charted your course, you've picked out your tools. So what does the adventure ahead actually look like? What is this thing, day in and day out? At its core, the idea is actually really simple. It's parent-directed education. That means you are in the driver's seat. You're overseeing the journey, and you have the incredible freedom to customize everything to your child. And remember, the home in homeschooling is just your home base. It's not the boundary.
And that's the whole point, right? School can happen literally anywhere. At the dining room table, sure, but also at the library, in the backyard, at a coffee shop. I mean, people even road school in the car or boat school on a boat. Learning just becomes a natural part of your life, wherever you happen to be. It's not stuck inside four walls.
Now, let's be real. Taking this on is a huge shift in responsibility. It's massive. You're basically saying, okay, I'm going to take this on myself. But as this quote from HSLDA says, the potential reward is just as massive. It can absolutely be one of the best decisions your family ever makes. So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's this. Homeschooling is not about creating a perfect little school classroom at your kitchen table. It's about having the freedom to create a learning adventure that is completely, uniquely, and wonderfully your own. So the only real question left is, what will your family's adventure look like?